Captain Paul here from TSP. This is going to be an interesting video. Some of y'all might not care, some of you probably will, but hey, why not? Like the title of the video says, LeagueGaming banned me for exposing them. For all that don't know, I had a video that was released probably about a few days ago, I think on the 14th, regarding LeagueGaming.com not disclosing that a child predator was on their website. I was kind of honestly very angry and disgusted with their lack of action. They knew about this child predator for 15 months. You know, they did kind of end up banning him and finally making a public announcement. It only just happened today, October 17th at 14:58 Eastern Standard Time. You know, the problem I have with LeagueGaming is that it is a website full of minors, and you had a child sex offender that you knew of, and you didn't publicly announce that so you could protect minors that frequently follow on your website. So due to this, video, due to conversations that I kind of had with McDonald, he ended up permanently banning me off the website. Some people would say, oh, you're just bitter and upset. And the only thing I'm really kind of upset about is their lack of accepting responsibility regarding this whole situation. This could have been completely avoided if they just merely did the right thing. When you ban someone and then you hide the reason for banning them and you don't disclose that reason, that he was a child sex offender, I mean, wouldn't that be something important? There was a message I kind of had ready for response for Brodie McDonald. Kind of letting him know that, hey, like, this is my rationale, this is what I viewpoint, and this is where you failed. Being the coward that he is, he ended up banning me or blocking me, whatever, on Discord as well, after he sent me a message asking me, hey, is this you? Is this you? And before I even had a chance to respond to him and have some type of conversation, he banned me off the website, banned me on Discord, because when you call Brodie and Triss out on their massive mishandling about a child predator being on their website, they cannot deal with it. So I was thinking, I'm going to say what my response is to Brodie in this message. I was typing this out, kind of want to give him more of a well thought out response because Brodie is a stubborn idiot and he always thinks his way is the right way when it clearly isn't. But Brodie, this is an open letter to you. Brodie, what the true question here should be, why did it take you 15 months to report this publicly to protect kids on your website? I see today at 14:58 Eastern Standard Time on October 17th, 2022, you finally made a post within your transparency thread regarding this child sex offender. Glad to see you finally announce something that should have been done over a year ago. Man. Your irresponsible behavior through this has been inexcusable. Did you ever think Decker could have been playing with minors? Don't you think by officially announcing his status, minors would have stayed away from him? I do not understand your rationale. You are a grown man and did not think that'd be pertinent to make that public statement? I heard you said my claims were outrageous lies. Where exactly are the lies? Did you or did you not decide to keep the banning of Tanner quiet without informing the LG populace of his status? Did you or did you not respond in a way which I spoke about in that video? I mean, the screenshots are right there. You can kind of see it. The messages and screenshots are clearly available regarding your statements and lack of accountability. For someone that constantly talks about responsibility regarding your website, why don't you accept responsibility for your lack of action to protect minors within your community? The saddening part in all of this is all you had to say was, my bad, I made a mistake and will immediately fix it. That's it. Legitimately it. But instead, you double down on your own ignorance until you get pressure applied, you stay silent. I mean, think about that. Because I reached out to sponsors who didn't take it so kindly. That's the only time that children's safety became important to you was due to money. And that's, I don't even know what to say to that. This is the most disgusting thing regarding out of all of this. I'm told you have children. So let me ask this, Brodie. Would you feel angry if your child were on a website and were exposed to a child predator? The website knew of his status but decided to do absolutely nothing. Your kid gets exposed to this abuser and then gets hurt. Would you think that website was irresponsible? Anyone with a full functioning frontal lobe would say that website failed that minor. You failed the minors of LG and their parents. You had your own staff talking about Decker's status, but instead of informing another league, they decided to gloat regarding their knowledge of said offender status? In which way is that appropriate? I mean, shouldn't the prudent thing to be to inform other leagues of potential predators so children are safe? That's the most baffling thing in all of this. LG status should not become before children's safety. Fascetti should not be in any position of power because he only cares about his status as commish and not the players in which he oversees. DaYoungBuck lack of compassion regarding the issue is also troublesome. I do not know if he's a teenager or younger, but frankly, someone with that mentality shouldn't be in any position of power. And I'm going to expand upon that. Fascetti, we had a conversation, begrudgingly because you're a stubborn fuck as well. You kind of acknowledge that there should be a public statement. You yourself, and I have the screenshots of it, said that, yeah, I'm trying to make McDonald and Trisk have a public statement because it looks bad. I mean, DaYoungBuck, I think, is just an idiot. I mean, if someone's, oh, we did that 15 months ago, like, you didn't. You quietly banned him. You didn't announce his status. So guess what? Minors were still playing with T-Deck. If you do not see the trouble with that, I do not know what to tell you. I know your response will be full of excuses. Both of us know that you failed here. This is not Brodie McDonald's world. There is a social contract in which adults take part in. We make sure to keep children as safe as possible. You horrifically failed this social contract and still failed to accept your part in this. What? Like, I mean, why post this transparency thread now? Why not 15 months ago, like DaYoungBuck said? We both know why. You care about the sponsorships and the financial relationships. Those two things are the most important in this situation. It is not the safety of children, just money. I can make that assumption because your actions prove that to be true. Zeno used to talk about how good of a man you were back in the day. Your ego has blinded you to certain responsibilities, but it's disappointing to see. I'll wrap this up by saying this. I deal with truths and not speculation. I was told by Decker's friends that you understood his situation. That is the reason in which you dealt with the situation quietly. If that is so, then I must wonder, why would you believe the accuser? Wouldn't any offender try to make his status justified? You don't know exactly what happened, and neither do I. What we both know is that he was convicted of repeated sexual assault of the same child at least 3 times of first-degree sexual assault. Tanner Decker must notify if he's moved into a different neighborhood. Why wasn't LG community notified of his status while he was within the community? If you can't understand that, I do not know what else to say. That was going to be the reply I ended up sending to LG McDonald. So where do we go from here? I was taken off the website and I was banned for calling out LG McDonald and Trisk for their lack of responsibility and lack of care when it came to safety's minors on their website. Instead of doing the right thing and making sure that we keep LeagueGaming.com a safe space for every minor, every person, we're going to ban the only person that has the kahunas to stand up and say, hey, this is wrong. You can ban me. You can never let me on your website again. But in all honesty, I kind of don't care. Because at the end of the day, what you all have to do is be able to look in the mirror and truly respect the person that you're looking at. I did the right thing. I did what should have been done by LeagueGaming long ago. As soon as a predator was involved in a Slick Sixes league, what happened was that predator was instantly removed. Didn't do it quietly. Didn't make sure it was kind of off the website. Made sure it was publicly announced. Because I take children's safety far more important. Money, fame, success, relationships, you know, that's all great. But what comes important is that we keep our humanity. What Brodie McDonald has proven to me by banning me is he does not care about those kids. He does not care about keeping them safe. All he cares about is the optics and his financial gain. I'm Captain Paul. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. And you know what? All pertinent information regarding this ban is going to be available down below in the description. I have a Google Drive showing exactly what you said, showing your lack of response, showing your lack of care. It's all there, Brodie. The reason why you're truly banning me is because you know you fucked up. I'm Captain Paul, King of Hot Takes and Cold Truths, and this one's nothing but a cold truth. See you in the next one.